Alright, welcome back everybody. We're back on the longitude, and I think, as I said, my plan was to fly from Jamaica, Montego Bay to Orlando, Florida today on this February 28th, 2021. So that we are doing. We're descending through 15,800 feet. You'll notice it's kind of quiet. Well, ATC started acting up, regrettably, and it had been behaving so well lately. But I think the problem may have been that there's so much air traffic right now. I mean, it's unbelievable in Florida, in eastern Florida anyway, from Miami on up. There's just, the ATC was nonstop. It was just constant talking. And so somehow or another, I believe it led to them not talking to me. Or at least they never got to me. I would descend to the altitude they told me to descend to, and then they were so busy with constant interruptions from other AI and real player aircraft that they just never got to me. So the problem resulted in me in a situation where I just was not descending. I would descend to the altitude they told me to descend to, and I wouldn't hear from them because they were so swamped. So I turned it off. It was also annoying. That's another reason. Anyway, we're an hour and 25 minutes into this flight. Flew over Cuba. It was pretty cool. From Montego Bay. MKJS, Mike Kilo Juliet Sierra 4. Orlando Executive, Kilo Oscar Romeo Lima. We'll enter the ILS frequency for runway 25, where we're landing today via the BAIRN4 STAR. And the ILS frequency is 109.35. And the VOR frequency is 112.2. And we'll enter our minimums. Not that we're going to need them. They are 313, of a weird number. And we'll switch bearing 2 to nav 2 and see if we have the VOR. We do. ORL 28.9, so that's good. Good sign. Start slowing down. We're at 12,000 feet, so we got to get down to 250. Remember the speed limit. We're back in the States, almost. Or over the States, if nothing else. Been a long time. I've been out of the country for a couple of weeks, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Zoom in here on the MFD. And we'll continue slowing. We're at 11,600 feet right now. We're 37 miles left on this route to runway 25. So 11,200 feet is just fine and dandy. Slow this thing down to 250, no matter what it takes. Beautiful Florida. I really need to go to Florida one of these days. Okay, we're at 10,500 feet, slowing to 240. Look at the approach, just so you have an idea. MCO is Orlando International. That's a huge airport, and so you have to. That's what partially explains this. You just want to stay far away from the airplanes, and you can actually see 2 airplanes on final right now into MCO. Perfect, beautiful weather in Orlando this morning. Or sorry, it's morning here in California. It's 12:25 Orlando time. Our estimated arrival time was 12:35. We'll see how close we come to making that. We're at 9,400 feet now and 31 miles, so we're looking really good on our descent profile, but we got to keep slowing down even more. But everything looks good. I like ATC a lot when it works, but in this busy airspace, it's kind of a pain in the neck. It's too. You almost wish that there's some way you could make the AI prioritize you, because the AI ATC is so overwhelmed with real traffic, which I have, as part of my sim experience. I don't have to have it as part of my sim experience, but I want to, and also with real players. Obviously, I would expect that South Florida gets a lot of people flying this sim. When I took off from Jamaica, it was beautiful. It was quiet. There was one plane that landed in front of me. But you get up to South Florida on a Sunday around noon, everywhere you look, there's an airplane. So it just overwhelms the AI ATC, I guess is what I'm trying to say. MC, look at this. You see this? Cessna 30 Whiskey, please expedite your climb to flight level 280. I mean, give me a break. They want me to climb back to 280. 28,000. There's MCO. Orlando International. You can see it's just a gigantic airport. Gigantic airport. Beautiful, huh? Continue our deceleration.
Landing gear.
22 miles out, 6,100 feet, just perfect. In terms of that approach that I mentioned, we want to be at 2,000 feet at Enloe, 1,500 feet at Mary B, and 1,100 feet at Le Monde. That's the plan. It's a pretty short final. I think it's about 7 or 8 miles, just based on my review of the approach plate. But it's a perfect day, so just going to keep slowing. We'll get ready to make that big U-turn like this, and in we'll go. Winds are a little weird. They're out of the southeast at I don't remember what they were, but they're out of the southeast. So it's a little strange that I'm landing on runway 25, but the more appropriate runway, which I think was 13, is too short. It's only 4,000 feet. So it's sort of a question of the lesser of two evils. Starts shallow out that descent right now a little bit more. We're at 4,600 feet and we're at 19 miles. So, but remember, we want to be at 3,000, no lower than 3,000 feet at Enloe, where we're headed right now. So we're obviously going to have no problem with that. But depressurize. You can actually see we do have ILS data right now. This white diamond is slowly creeping up. That's good news. So we want to come in, we want to intercept it from beneath. Clouds look great. Oh, that's beautiful. So 185. Now we're starting to make that left turn towards Enloe. And poor ATC is still telling us to climb up to... Oh, hey, are they... Hold on, it looks like it's working again. Wait. Looks like it's working again. ATC voice is on. They were telling us to descend to 2,000, if you can see that. It says up here, it was descend, maintain 2,000 feet. Well, that's already what I'm descending to. 2,000 feet, which I entered because that's the published approach altitude for Enloe. Yes, ma'am. You got it. Happy to do it, ma'am. Hopefully they don't cancel my IFR. That's been another thing they've been doing lately. If I don't descend fast enough. That happened on my approach into Boca. If I'm right. Either that or Sarasota. I don't know. I like flying around Florida. It's a cool state. Looks good out the windows. Let's do a notch of flaps. Let's get those landing lights on. Remember, when we get to Enloe, well, there's somebody coming in behind us. Shit. When we get to Enloe, we're on final. Let's see how close that guy is behind us. Where the hell is he?
Southwest 3188, you are 12 miles north of Orlando. Contact Orlando Tower on 124.3 with inbound on the approach.
It's weird. I can see him on our radar. Oh, he's past. Oh, you know what? He might be well above us. This looks like he's moving pretty fast.
Tower on 124 decimal, tree southwest, tree 188.
All right, we're looking good, Fens. Coming up on Enlow. To 170. Crowded skies. I can't guarantee anything other than a mess when it comes to landing. I mean, I think we might. There's always the possibility of a go-around order or whatever because of the number of airplanes.
Bravo Whiskey descend and maintain 1,500 feet.
Yeah, as I mentioned, 1,500 feet being the next published approach plate altitude for
maintain 1,500 feet Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
For Mary B. Enlow is only 43 seconds away, and we need to be at 2,000 feet at Enlow, which we are now at 2,000 feet. So I'm going to shallow out this descent rate. As long as we're still getting descent instructions, I'll hold off on initiating the formal ILS approach. But there it is. There's the runway. Right there. Looking good. Well, all right, we're turning final now. We're 10.0 nautical miles from the airport, so we'll go ahead and put our gear down. And do another notch of flaps. Honestly, that's one of my favorite parts of the whole flight, watching the wheels come down. What a plane. Well under the glide slope at this point. Just passing Enlow. Now we've got Mary B as our next waypoint. You see right there, Mary B. And we're only 31 seconds from Mary B, and we want to be at 1,500 feet at Mary B, and we're at 1,790, so we'll increase our descent rate slightly. And what I'm just going to do right now is go ahead and switch over to nav 1 on this, and then bearing 1.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, you are 8 miles northeast of Executive.
That's confirmed.
Contact
8.1.
Tower on 118 decimal, 71 inbound.
There's the tower handoff. Slow down even more.
Tower on 118 decimal 7 Cessna
Turn off the
Tree
bank
Bravo
limiter. Don't need that anymore. Looks like there's somebody in front of us. I don't know.
Executive Tower Cessna November Tree 43
I don't see
Bravo
him.
Whiskey 7 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 25 approach.
Cessna November Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey Executive Tower. Cleared ILS runway.
Full
at
flaps.
25 approach. Altimeter tree 0.22 wind 156 at 19er.
3022.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey cleared to land runway at 25. Follow the aircraft on final.
That's bad news.
156 at 19er.
Winds are out of the southeast, as I mentioned.
Runway 25 approach Cessna Tree Bravo.
The bad news is we've been told to follow an aircraft on final, and that means that he won't exit the runway fast enough, and we'll get a go-around order. I mean, that's just my experience, which I'll ignore. There's the airplane in front of us, that blinking red light, whom we're about to overtake. EPPR is activated, and we're on the glide slope. Bingo. Oh, jeez. It's the eternal downside to flying into these busy airports is that you just... Look at this guy. You just are just always struggling with traffic conflicts. This guy is a prop, I'm guessing, because we're overtaking him rapidly. So that's his tough luck. 2 mile final. Let's go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle. We'll wait for the 500 call out. We have overtaken that other aircraft, by the way. We got 1 red, 3 whites on our poppies. That's good. Look at that.
500. 500.
Autopilot.
Autopilot.
I have the airplane. Well, there'll be a go-around order here in a second, but I'll ignore it. A little bit of trim. 1 red, 2 reds, 2 whites. Perfect. Airspeed's good. 136. Winds are coming from behind us, or not from behind us, but from the left, out of the southeast, as I mentioned.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey
Go
go
around.
around.
No, I don't think so. Sorry, darling. Did you hear my transmission?
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, please acknowledge.
Oof, this wind.
Generic 1 November Golf, go around.
Okay. We have landed at Orlando before, but it was in the TBM. I told you the go-around was going to happen. Poor AI.
Generic 1 November Golf, acknowledge. Last transmission.
Poor AI. Alright, let's go to ground. Parking. Look outside. Spoilers in. Flaps retracted.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking by taxiway Echo.
Echo. Straight ahead. Nice.
Taxiing to general aviation parking.
The signs really do look good. You see this? Alpha, Alpha. So this taxiway this way is Alpha, and then Echo is just straight ahead, which is E. So that's pretty cool. Where did we exit? Let me look at the MFD map real quick. Yeah, okay. Exited on Echo. Alright. That works for me. Okay. Lights. And timer. And by the way, 12:38. Yeah, but based on our wheels down time, I would say we probably were about, what, 1 or 2 minutes behind schedule? Certainly something I can accept, not too much protest. You know, MCO is a big airport, but this one, Orlando Executive, it's no slouch. it's a big airport too. Okay. There's our parking space. Yeah, I really felt those winds on landing. Really felt them. There's our guy. Pop up in the seat a bit. There he is. Don't have any lines on the ground to help us, but just watch him. Ugh, again.
Executive ground, generic November 6 Bravo Bravo requesting pushback.
All right.
Generic November
Parking brake.
Bravo Bravo pushback request accepted.
Right engine. Ice. Taxi light. Look outside. See how we did. All right.
Executive ground, generic November 6 Bravo Bravo
You get a
requesting
good idea of just how big this airplane is. I mean, it's not big compared to a, you know, an A380, but I mean, it's just still a pretty large aircraft. It's capable of quite a bit. I love looking at it. God. Anyway, welcome to Orlando, Florida. Let's drop to the, you hear what I mean in terms of the ATCs just non-stop. All right, let's kill that left engine. Kill the remaining lights. And there it is. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 29 seconds. MKJS, Montego Bay, Jamaica, to KORL, Orlando Executive. 12:40 in the afternoon. Busy day in Orlando today, I hear on the news. Anyway, we're all done. Now, the big question is, where to next? Where to next? Now that we're back in the States, maybe we ought to start hopscotching our way west? Back home, or maybe northeast, or I don't know. Sky's the limit. Gotta love the sim. Thanks for watching.